What ideas are dangerous and wrong? 100, even if they're popular? Kindness on the road by unnecessarily giving away your right of way. Don't be polite, be predictable. Stick to the road laws. Risking your health or life under peer pressure. Too many college students and others have died because of shot games, drug binges, and dangerous stunts. That a line of paint will protect you with regard to a road or highway. Oh, it's fine, I'm behind the white line, this means nothing. Thinking that you are immune to propaganda. I tried to let a guy out of a parking lot in NYC when I was 19 and he flipped me off and screamed, "That's why we always have traffic, asshole." Nice guys like you. I learned my lesson that day in the most NY way possible. Ha. Tailgating someone while driving. No justification for doing it, and puts people into unquestionable danger. Making a suicide cord for your Christmas lights. Brake checking people. Fucked up way to cause accidents. When I die, I can have all the sleep I want, there is no point doing it now. Binge drinking. It damages the hell out of your body, and being young is no protection from long-term damage. Shockingly, and this may be hard to believe folks, not all women's pain can be sourced back to just being a bad period. If you are in excruciating pain in your abdominal area, especially if it's during that time of the month, you should not be being dismissed by doctors and dismissed with suggestion of just getting some relief. It could be serious. Thinking that your sense of self and satisfaction comes from the world and how it perceives you rather than from within and how you perceive the world. Exponential growth in a system of finite resources. That criminals should be beat up, killed or raped in prison. That does nothing to stop the cycle of violence and just makes for more dangerous criminals when they get released on the streets. Allowing companies to harvest and sell your data while feeding you the news and content they select for you. Any strict, extremist point of view, whether cultural, religious, political, etc. History says that running a large group of people, such as a nation state, based on a single extremist ideology never turns out well. That the Congress can decide not to verify the votes of the Electoral College. The Constitution does not mention this at all and does not give them the power to do so. It explicitly says that their role is just to count the votes. In a large group of humans deciding on what to do, driven by the loudest and most impulsive in the group, pretty much all of them. That there are two sides to every story. It's technically true, but that doesn't mean both sides are equal and should get the same treatment. That women can't be abusers or men can't be victims. My parents' main critique of May December is that even after watching the whole movie, they can't buy the idea that a woman was a groomer. That's something that shocked me up so badly, that I didn't want to talk with them for a few days. Banning books. Piercing a baby's ears. Piercings are not temporary, they are a scar. The risk of infection when you pierce a literal ball of snot, drool, poop and puke is insane. Just wait until the kid is like 4 and can tell you they want them, and can maybe be more trusted not to constantly touch them involuntarily. Fuck's sake, dude. Dehumanizing people. Fame is good in and of itself. Being mean, rude, or an overall jerk to someone with a differing opinion. All the conspiracy theories about Jews being evil and running the world and being the cause of all the bad things in the world. Which is conspiracy theories, lol. If you follow them down deep enough, you'll find they very often end up blaming all the bad stuff on globalists or a global cabal, and then if you wonder what that's the Jews. It's always the Jews, lol. Shit, I wish we had a fraction of the power that conspiracy nuts say we do. Everyone is experiencing the same reality. Two people can go through the exact same scenario to a T and still come away with it differently. People blindly supporting politicians, and I don't mean just Trump, I mean in general. Building new and bigger highways will ease traffic. Requiring new stores to have parking lots will help with parking congestion. People don't think babies and toddlers can experience trauma, because they don't always consciously remember it, but they absolutely can and do, and there are therapies designed for the pre-verbal, like play therapy, where they have 1,000 toys to choose from to recreate what happened and process that story with a professional. Discrimination against homeless people. Realistically, the majority of people here are only a hospital bill or two away from homelessness themselves. The idea that every homeless person is a drug addict who could never contribute anything to society is not only wrong but harmful, since it makes it that much harder for them to get help. I remember being told once not to give homeless people money because they just buy drugs and alcohol. I now realize how stupid that notion is. Yes, there are some people out there who are going to do just that. But I'd rather give someone money and risk having them spend it irresponsibly than turn down a starving person because I'm prejudiced against them. Also, hostile architecture. Why is it a thing? These people are already struggling, and the majority of hostile architecture is inconvenient for everyone regardless of wealth. A person being undesirable is not an excuse to treat them as less than human, and yet a shocking number of people seem to think that anyone who doesn't have a guaranteed place to sleep each night is somehow worse than them. Cutting the social safety net and the belief that trickle-down economics is an actual working system. Dying for a religion. That Putin is not an enemy to every single person in the West. Russia has literally said the West is their enemy since Putin was in charge and has threatened nuclear attacks on a lot of Western countries. Yet, certain people are defending Russia and wanting to abandon the European country facing genocide at that PAS's hands. Child beauty pageants. Putting total trust in government and politicians to do what's best for you. They're not your friends, they won't look out for you. They do not give a shit about you. A lot of challenges on TikTok. Using someone's actions to justify torturing them. That whole thing when people would freehand climb really tall buildings then die by accident BC, they thought it was exhilarating and cool. The incarceration of the mentally ill. Everyone should be required to own a car to get around and perform basic tasks. Flushing flushable wipes down the toilet.